everybody, just Mong here. Today we're doing a review on S.H Figuarts' Beezlebub from the Sandland series. Also sponsored by Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda. So I don't have a box to go off with this guy. However, it is a pretty standard S.H Figuarts box, nothing crazy here. But just starting off, this guy has a lot of accessories, like a lot of accessories to go over. I think he retails for about $60, I think. But he's steadily been going up in price. I actually got him off of a very nice Amazon sale, where normally he was about $80 plus. I picked him up for about $65, which is a pretty good steal if you ask me. Now, I have not read or watched Sandland at all. I know that there's an anime coming soon, as well as a video game that's out, and I also do have the only manga volume of Sandland. I just haven't got around to reading it yet, so I don't really know exactly everything about Beezlebub here. But I do know that water is a very important thing in the series and everything, so... Anyway, starting off, for the actual character here, I guess we could start with the articulation first. Let's get this cape out of here real quick. This head's just on a ball joint, really easy to take one off, can look about that far up, that far down. It's got one at the base and the top of the head. His goggles, he actually has two different headpieces, I believe. So his goggles come off like this. You just kind of snap into place. They're really easy to take one off. I'm having trouble with this one side, though. And this little back piece comes off like that. Just kind of slides down. And you can take your other piece without the goggle strap and put that right back up there. If I can. There we go. It just kind of slides in like that, really easy. His faceplate's interchangeable like that. So we can have him looking happy. No real issue here. There's a little bit of a gap here, and it's a little bit hard to notice on the back of this as well, with the gap, but you're probably not going to be looking at it from the back, really, so... He has butterfly joints, which I love. They actually feel pretty nice, and they're also hidden quite well. He has a bicep swivel up there. Just a single jointed elbow. He's got those a very tiny peg on his wrist. These little metal brackets don't really seem to move, these bracelets. Ab crunch can go about that far forward, that far back, which is pretty good. He also has a waist swivel here, separating the pants and the torso. Splitting is a little weird because these top of the pants, if it wants to focus, they kind of just hit this side of the pants, so you can't get too much of a split. Go about that far forward, about that far back. Single jointed knee. He does have that pivoting ankle, which I like, as well as the toe hinge. Also on the back, as well, has this tail, which doesn't have too much posability. You can just kind of like pull it around and all that. It is on a kind of, you can't do too much with it. It doesn't have too much posability, but it's okay. You might as well notice that he has these little dots on him, and this is specifically because this back piece actually comes off. And this piece actually has this cape that sits directly into these peg holes, which is cool. But there's also another one, so if you want him shirt or capeless, it does not have those peg holes. And it pretty much just pops in like that. You will have a bit of a gap. I find that the other one with the actual holes, there is a bit of a gap around the seam of it, which is a little noticeable, but with the cape, you really can't notice it. Getting into the accessories, of course, we already talked about the back of the headpiece and the actual back piece. But now I figure it's time to talk about faceplates. He comes with quite a lot. He actually comes with 6 different faces, so let's get into it real quick. He has this smiling face, really nicely detailed. I like all the paints on him. I like how it slowly goes to a darker purple. He has just a kind of neutral face there. Also has a drinking water face as well. It looks a little goofy. He also has a angry face as well. You can see his veins as well as his red pupils there, which is pretty neat. Look a little bit different. We have a open smiling face, which I actually really like this one. Looks really good. And then we also have this one which looks a little bit different than the standard one. Ever so slightly different. Obviously, he has those veins, red eyes, very angry looking guy. I actually quite like this one. For capes, he actually comes with 3 different ones to choose from. Obviously, we have the one that just sits in the back, just regular like that. Nothing crazy here. You can keep it in place so it doesn't move around with that one back piece with the holes in it. We also have one as well with the back pieces for the holes in it. This is to simulate him like the cape blowing in the wind, I guess. Pretty cool. And there's one that doesn't use the back piece, which is him in a bandana, kind of. So I'll show that off real quick. Let me get a face that looks normal with it. And it just kind of hides them real nice. Looks up about that much, looks down about that much. It looks better when it's just straightforward, kind of. When you don't try to make it look up. But yeah. He also comes with crossed arm accessories, which are pretty cool. These pretty much just pop out like that. And they pop out or pop in very easily, just like that. I quite like it. No hassle, no mess. It's not annoying to do at all. I quite like it. For goggles, he actually comes with 2 of them. He comes with ones where they're over his head, and he also comes with a pair that go over his eyes, and you can actually see through these quite a bit. So you can actually see his pupils, which is cool. In terms of accessories, well, for hands, I guess, he comes with 2 fist hands, which they all have painted fingernails, which is cool. He also comes with 2 spread out hands as well, with painted nails, as well as 2 chopping hands. He also comes with 2 of these, like this hand. I don't really know what that is exactly. They come with Son Goku. He's got 2 of these, I guess. And he also comes with 2 gripping hands with a peg in them, specifically for this little water bottle. So I'll show these off real quick. The hands, they got a little peg in them, both of them do. And for the water is very small. It does have a peg hole in it on that side. And it is pretty detailed. So we have King Water brand. And pretty much these just kind of peg into the hole very easily. And he just holds it. It does have a good grip as well. Like, it doesn't feel loose, too tight or anything. It feels perfect. So yeah, this guy has a great, like, just paint application, especially on the top of the heads and all that. I actually really like the sculpt. In terms of accessories, it's a perfect 5 out of 5. I love the accessories here. They give you so much as well, and I think this retailed for about $60, which isn't terrible, honestly. It's a great deal for the amount of stuff that you get. He's a bit of a smaller figure, so it does limit some of the articulation, like the single jointed knees and stuff like that, and elbows. However, he does still have a ton of posability and articulation. Accessories are out the ass. There's so many you can choose from. Tons of different expressions and faces. That it really honestly is a great figure. I would honestly rate this a perfect 5 out of 5. I really don't have any flaws about it. There's no real quality control issues other than the this back piece not being flush. But it doesn't really bother me that much just because the cape hides it already. But yeah, it's a honest, perfect 5 out of 5. Great figure if you can find it. I would definitely recommend getting it, especially if you're a fan of Sandland. Now that they just got their game and anime coming up soon, highly recommend it. So yeah, that was the figure review. Let me know what you guys thought about this. Let me know if you're definitely getting a Beezlebub or not. I'm also pretty excited because they're making a couple other characters. I don't know their names, but it is a 2-pack, which is interesting. And there's also the Sandland Deluxe Edition of the video game, which does come with a tank that can fit Beezlebub in it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Yeet.